All right, how about now? Check, 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 check. Yes? Dude, StreamYards is totally whacked. I haven't been on in a minute, so it's a little different. It's a little different. All right, kids. What is up? All right, StreamYards has added a whole bunch of garbage that looks completely unnecessary, like where you could put a logo, an intro video clip, an outro. No, bro, it's a background music. Like, listen, dude, it's StreamYards. Let's bring it down a notch. Happy Saturday afternoon, morning, evening, late night. I wanted to go on somewhat early so that our friends in the EU can be in here. Why is this? Delete brands. Why is there? Okay, there are the comments. Jesus H. All right, you guys. Listen. All I have to say is, you MFers that I'm seeing here, you guys are hardcore. Because people be like, who? What? Johnny, what? No audio? Oh, God. Come on. All right, hold on a minute. Check. Better? No, that's at the front of the screen. Okay, is audio working now? All right, perfect. All right, now I had scrolled all the way up to the top of the chat, and everybody's like, "No audio," and I was like, "Wait, what?" I just heard myself. All right, you guys, listen. I just got to first and foremost, I got to say, you guys, you MFers are superb. Seattle Scofflaws was first. Alan Killian, Steel Toe, Diesel, Lenny. Dude, I was playing Call of Duty a little while ago, like an hour ago, dude. I haven't played that in forever. Keeper of the lists. What is up? Somebody's floating some cashish. Friends and Code, thank you very much, man. Notably Nova, what's up? Manny Pants, John Denicola, Snap Phase, Miss Mia Lynn. Listen, I apologize for there's a whole lot of backstory that I'm not gonna not gonna bother you kids with. Mr. Douglas standing tall. Foos Rush. All right. Bama Cam. M Sud Dude. I miss you guys. Long story short, it's just been a lot going on, a lot of real life going on, as I'm sure you guys know. And I'm also, how many people are from abroad here? And I don't mean like abroad, like dressed like abroad, like abroad. Tell me, if you're outside the U.S., tell me which country, because I am coming to seek asylum. Oh, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. I don't know about it. Listen, I'm a white straight male. I supposedly at the top of the food chain, and I am like not. No. So UK, New Zealand. I've heard New Zealand's really nice. Australia. Australia, don't come here. Try Africa. I listen. I don't know. We're not going to make this. You know me. I've always been try to be apolitical. Read an article today that our new president has deleted the database of federal law enforcement that were charged in the George Floyd protests of misconduct so that they can switch states and go get a job elsewhere with no repercussions. Northern Ireland, Central Valley, DJ Plast. No, the Central Valley doesn't count. Yeah, poor dirt farmer. Paulie Glocks. Trump is pro-cop. Listen, every president is pro-cop. Joe Biden was tripping over himself to pat cops on. Okay, let's get this straight once and for all. I know that I've talked about this. That's just a little refresher. There is no right and left. There is no Republicans and Democrats. There is billionaires, the ruling class, like the ruling class billionaires, not just regular billionaires, the ruling class, and the rest of us. As George Carlin, I'm going to date myself, as George Carlin used to say in the 70s and 80s, there's two types of people in the world, millionaires and suckers. Which one are you? It has now been upgraded to billionaires and on the verge of trillionaires. I did not know this. Fun fact, without Googling, how many, just to understand how things are working here, without Googling, how long is a million seconds? Anybody? Snapface says he's a sucker. Oh, 33 years? Nope. 14 years? No. It's 11 minutes. 11 minutes for 1 million seconds. How long is a billion seconds? $30 days? No. 31 years. Take a guess as to how long a trillion seconds is. 31,000 years. I've been watching this guy, Dr. Richard Wolff. He's a Yale economist, PhD. I'm 58 years old. Did not know this because why would they teach this to us? He said, there is no way to become a billionaire without exploiting labor. It is impossible that you become a billionaire on your own and not off the sweat of others. AK Twin, what's up? Joe Cool. In my best Chevy Chase voice from Spies Like Us during the press conference scene. Very deep cut. Are there any Paraguayans here? I was told that there would be no math during the debate. No, that was actually a Chevy Chase doing Ford, Gerald Ford. So I'm sorry, I got them confused. So there is no way to become a billionaire without exploiting labor. So I've never seen so much unity as to when that CEO in New York City, not a whole lot of people had sympathy for that event. Not a whole lot. Because this guy's got blood on his hands. So there's billionaires and the rest of us. There's a guy named Tim Wise, W-I-S-E, white guy, talks about race relations and so forth. It says, I forget the exact time frame, but he said there was no such thing as white people 200 years ago, and I could be wrong on the date. He said there was no such thing as white people. He goes, there was, you were Irish, you were German, you were Scottish, you were French, you were Italian. There was no such thing as white people. When the newly freed slaves and the poor whites got together and rose up against the plantation owners, pre or post Civil War, plantation owners, which are now today's billionaires, were like, oh, we're not going to allow this to happen ever again. We're going to create a divide so that poor whites, poor blacks, poor Hispanics, poor Asians, poor everybody, everybody's going to be fighting amongst each other. That way they'll never know who's really pulling the strings here. And Dr. Richard Wolff also goes on to say that the United States is not capitalism. He said if this was true capitalism, the banks and Detroit would have gone out of business in 2008. The taxpayers, in a colossal act of socialism that everybody says this is such a bad word, right? So, oh my God, that's the word. We bailed out all of these banks and Detroit. And guess what? Now that they're both making record profits, do you think they have any gumption to pay us back? No, not at all. Not at all. Silver Diamond, are you in here? Spirit in the Sky. Howie Hamster, what's up? Free heel, that's right. Rich versus poor, not red versus blue. So the point that I'm trying to make is that people were like, oh, Trump is pro-cop. Joe Biden is pro-cop. They are all pro-cop. You want to know why? Because the police are here. First of all, they're all class traitors, okay? Because they're not in the ruling class, but they're protecting the ruling class. So they are absolutely traitors. And with a traitor with a T, not a D, like Trader Joe's. Traitor, Traitor. They're class traitors. Pepper Brooks. Absolutely. I'm shocked that everybody we have 263 people in here. That's just shocking to me that you guys, I guess I chose the time wisely and a Saturday night. The police, the job of the police is to protect the ruling class. That's it. So why wouldn't every president be 100% behind the police? Like they might talk some, oh, well, we got to stop police misconduct. All lip service. All lip service. Yeah, you cannot earn. Okay, I'm gonna tell a stat, and please bear with me on the. I want to make sure that this is correct. All right. Guess what, kids? All right, here we go. So this is from 2020. So the math is going to be a little. If you made $5,000 a day from the day that Christopher Columbus sailed to America in 1492, from that day on, if you made $5,000 a day, you would still not be a billionaire. Let me say that again. If you earned, stole, created, whatever, if you made $5,000 a day from 1492, you'd still not be a billionaire. It'd be about 960,000. These are 2020 stats. Let's see. Hold on one second. I could be wrong on this one. I'm trying to Google it. Let's see. All right, so it's 80,000 BC. You're immortal. You're a caveman. 80,000 BC or whatever, BCE, whatever the kids are calling it these days. I don't know. I'm dating my Gen X ass. 80,000 BC, you made $10,000 every day without spending a cent. 80,000 BC. It's 2021. You'd still not have as much money as Elon Musk, which I would say that would be the same in 2025. The math on that comes out to about $286 billion. $286 billion. So you still would not have more money than Elon. So I would, that's 2021 stats. So anybody see a problem with that? All right. Clash with Bao is restreaming me. Oh, that's nice. I saw the Batusai was live too, and I was like, God damn it. Because that guy can draw a crowd, man. That guy, I love that guy. So Polyglocks been here longer than my last relationship, 48 months. Oh, listen, you guys. No, we're gonna. There was a. I ran into. I think the universe works in odd ways, and I was out and about at a store, and I saw a woman that had a name tag on, and it said Denise Lynn. And I was like, hey, Denise. I think the universe just gives us these little nods from time to time. All right, John Eagle, thank you very much, man. All right, let me try to catch up on the chat here. Okay, so let me ask you this question. Honest question. I think everybody, well, maybe this isn't even a question. Maybe this is just a statement. I think everybody here could say that the United States government has a spending problem. Let's face it. We have military bases all around the world, everywhere. Can you imagine if China had a Navy base off of Vancouver Island? Can you imagine if North Korea had a Navy base off of Nova Scotia or Newfoundland? It'd probably be pretty concerning to us. So suffice it to say that the United States obviously has a spending problem, and we're in what 30? I don't even know what our debt is, like 36 trillion, something recalculous. Somebody posts that stat. It's at least like 26 or greater, 26 trillion or greater of debt. Yes, police are Gestapo for politicians. Listen, no, for the ruling class. The politicians aren't anybody. They're not part of the ruling class. They're working for the ruling class. They're puppets. Some of them have some family line. Spring Rain, yay! One of my favorite YouTubers ever. I never seem to be able to catch a live stream. That's because I have you banned, Spring Rain, from all. I'm just, all right, I'm trying to catch up. Bob Lau, thank you very much. Does that make billionaires immoral? That's up to somebody else's personal preference. I mean, I don't think it's I'm not a religious guy. I was raised Catholic, and I don't know if, Jesus or whoever or whatever God you worship, because they talk about that a lot in the Bible. So this is one of the many hills that I will die on, and that is that you could judge a society by how it treats its most vulnerable. Now, if I were to collect newspapers, say I had a newspaper subscription since 1978, and I had every copy of every newspaper that has ever been delivered to my door. I've lived at the same address since prior to 1978, and we had newspapers. Maybe they were in bankers' boxes or some kind of, and they were stacked in the ceiling. Say I had a 5-bedroom house. Say I had a 3,000 square foot, 4,000 square foot house. Every room was stacked to the ceiling with newspapers. Friends and family might have a mental health intervention for me for hoarding. You do that with money, we'll put you on the cover of fucking Forbes magazine. Something's wrong. Why are we worshiping these guys that started on third base and think they hit a triple? Listen, here's the new American dream. Okay. So I'm 58. American dream used to be if you work hard, you can own a home. Only you work, the wife stays at home, raises the kids, cooks dinner. I don't want to get into the dynamics of that, of how outdated that easily can be. White picket fence, maybe send the kids to college, couple of cars in the garage, maybe a lake house for summertime. Definitely holidays, extended holidays. If you didn't own a lake house and you were going on extended holidays in the summertime and so forth, maybe even a European holiday, which got a little pricey. That was the American dream. The new American dream is if you work 40, 60, 80, 100 hours a week, you do a side hustle, you drive Uber, you do DoorDash, you do Instacart, you have a TikTok shop, you have some sort of, you put in 68 hours, you too can make a millionaire a billionaire. So get back out onto that Amazon warehouse and piss in a bottle, man, because that restroom is 40 meters that way, and we can't have you off the floor for 7 minutes because Bezos needs a new yacht. He's got a yacht that you can land a helicopter on. Maybe his next yacht is going to be one that, can land a fixed wing. The tailgate and the arrestor cable. Little mini flat top, or maybe we just do F-35 and come in with the vertical takeoff and landing. So, Joe Cool, that's a great question. I absolutely think it makes the memorial, but that's just my own personal opinion. Shared by millions. Yeah. All right. I'm going through the chat a little bit more. Yeah, when we're talking about like sending regular American people that have broken the law to El Salvador, yeah. All right. So with that being said, I think that I am going to make a concerted effort to GTFO from this country. I've been looking into it quite a bit. Digital nomads, as the kids call it. Iceland, Ireland, Portugal, Spain, Italy, France. I got friends of mine. I got some really good friends of mine that moved to Southwest France. I got a dear childhood friend of mine who lives in northern France, who lived in the UK. He's lived abroad for 25 years, almost 30 years. He's lived in the UK, in Sydenham, just south of London. And he's in northern France right now, and they're never coming back, man. Like they've had a taste of, yeah. Ooh, I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine burying your kid. Can't even wrap my head around that. Although Mrs. 50 did teach me the positivity of death, and you guys want to hear a little story? Because somebody said something about Sirius Black. I put Sirius Black down in September. He had bone cancer. Ghost Shirt Society, how much of my paycheck pays for military bases? That's a really good question. I would say a good portion of it. Paul R., thank you very much. Yes, morality is subjective. What are your thoughts on being state refed? I don't know. Isn't that what they do with car? I've seen that like with cars. Like if you have like a modified engine or exhaust on your car. I don't really know what that means. So if you could let me know, that would be great. So this came up in my my little time hop today. This was Mrs. 50. This is at North Hollywood Park. There's Sirius Black there. So what is this? 25? I don't even know. 2016. So there's Mrs. 50. She was a huge Harry Potter fan, like ridiculous. And that's her Hedwig, the owl, backpack she wore everywhere when she left the house, which was not that often. So I'm figuring out when the time is going to be right. And I know that animals always tell you. Sirius Black was my 100-pound Great Dane lab, for those of you that are unfamiliar. My wife was such a Harry Potter fan that she named him Sirius Black, and the other dog Poppy, which is, there's not much more of a British name than Poppy. Although you can't yell Poppy in a Latin neighborhood. You can't be like, "Hey, Poppy," like no. So I would call her Poppers when I was in LA. In any of the parks in LA when they're out playing football, So I got in touch with a friend of mine who's an animal communicator. I don't know if you believe in any of that shit. It was unbelievable. A friend of mine that I've known for almost 30 years. And I'm driving one night. It's late night in LA. And I'm driving and I see something on the road. Just a small little road. And I see something in the road. The middle of the road. It's a bird, like an eagle or something. And I was like, oh, that's weird. I'm sure it's probably eating some roadkill or something like that. You know what I mean? How birds come down and scavenge. Nope. It's an owl. Not eating anything, just looking right at me. And I think that was, and then I made the appointment for a week later for the vet to come out to the house to put Sirius down. And that was Tara's, Mrs. 50's way of letting me know that pass the baton, she's got it from here. And he's already taken care of. Wobbly Boost, good day. Hopefully now the community comprehends the government. Government is a business. That's why when you see a small one-bedroom apartment fire in Los Angeles, you see 30 engines and 30 trucks show up. That's why you see the airship up. I think there's 2 airships up in Los Angeles at any given time to respond to the smallest of calls. All right. Tapatios. Orale. Okay, so my notification is good. Then everyone is saying in comments in a long time from not going live. Yes. You have not been out of the loop or yeah. The point I'm trying to make is that that tar really taught me that death is not the end. Thank you, Alex Jones. Can you audit CHP? I've done that quite a bit. They're super clowns. Denise Lynn and I we were down at the COVID testing site down by USC downtown. The cop backs into my microphone intentionally to try to trigger me. I'm looking like a fucking 8-year-old. All right, I'm so far behind in the chat. I'm trying to keep up here, so it's like I can't do one. I don't want to have like dead air. What's up? Tommy Wood, what's up? F-18, not F-35. No, the F-18, F-35 is the vertical takeoff and landing. The Navy variant and the Marine Corps variant. F-18s can't. That's the Harrier jump jet is the only other one. All right. Bell's doing well. Yeah, Jeff Bezos has a support yacht for his actual yacht. Just in case you weren't sure how ridiculous it is. So if you're watching this, and leave a comment once we're done with this live stream, the Netherlands has I think it's called the DAFT. It's like it's like a free trade agreement with the US if you can work and make, and you can prove a certain amount of money. Oh my God. Yeah, I've heard that Costa Rica is fantastic. I've heard Panama is pretty wild. Belize. Okay, I did not know that. First of all, I didn't even know that Belize was a country. I don't know. Maybe it was never. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Maybe it's like, I don't know if you've seen a map of Western Africa. I'm like, those were not countries when I was in school. Costa Rica is wild. I remember playing Call of Duty with these guys that had flags from Costa Rica, and I was like swearing in Spanish, in Mexican Spanish, and they were like, "Hey Johnny, those aren't swear words in Costa Rica. Those are Mexican swear words." Belize, the official language is English, and the official currency is the US dollar. And you can go snorkeling every day. I heard Thailand is really fantastic and cheap. Yeah. Before you audit CHP and state referee. Okay, tell me what a state referee is, first of all. Is that, I don't even know what that is. Is that a separate government entity? Or is that part of CHP? Is it I've heard New Zealand is wild, very, very cool, but it a little bit cost prohibitive, and nobody's ever coming to visit you in New Zealand or Australia. I mean, like, nobody. Why talk about it? Just leave. Because I'm going to try to see if there's people that might want to hang out, dude. So you can find your way out the door. Always got to be one. Yeah, I know a lot of people are moving to Spain, Portugal, Italy. Canada's on the list. Listen, I've spent a lot of time in Canada and Toronto. Listen, Vancouver is a fantastic city. I just don't know if I can handle the weather. Like I lived outside of Portland for 1 year to the day in Vancouver, Washington, which I didn't even know there was a Vancouver, Washington. And it's right over the Columbia River, and just not seeing the sun for 4 months. Toronto, I could get down with some Toronto, some GTA, as they call it, the Greater Toronto Area. I'm sorry to hear that, Mitten State. My friends have been very welcomed in France. So, I mean, obviously, I'm sure every part of France might be different. So, no, it's not only 4 years. This it's going to take a while to undo this. And listen, fascist regimes are being installed in countries all over the globe. I mean, the Netherlands elected like that's like as progressive as it gets, and they've got a like fascist adjacent person in charge over there, Ross Kahn. Greetings, Johnny 5L, all your beautiful people in chat. Yes, that means you. Much love to chat. Thank you, Ross Kahn. That's a very suggestive photo, Ross. Just saying. Sorry to hear about Sirius Black. Thank you very much. You know what the beautiful thing about Sirius Black was? Is that I was able to love an animal or anything that much, and the amount of love and the soul contract that we had to take care of each other was fulfilled. I think this is all a simulation. I think this is all not real. I've been getting into some really weird stuff lately, and there's a guy named Daryl Anka. He's here in Los Angeles, and he is a channeler. He channels an entity called Bashar, and this woman is asking Daryl Anka, not Bashar, but based on all of he's been channeling this entity for extraterrestrial entity. Supposedly, you can believe it or not believe it. It's nobody, who cares? She's interviewing Daryl. She goes, "What happens when we die?" He goes, "Remember, you wake up in spirit again. You've never left." He said, "It's sort of like when you wake up from a dream that feels so real, and you're sitting there in your bed and you're going, oh, as real as that seemed, this is who I am." And so when we die, as real as Johnny Olsen seemed, this is who I am. That was just an avatar. I was just here to experience physical reality. Yeah, there's Ralphs everywhere. Vaughn's. There's even a John's. It's like spelled the same with like the same font and the same color. There's one right on Laurel, like Laurel and Magnolia, across from the B of A. Yeah, so I think I would just like to possibly check out somewhere else. Okay, let me ask you guys this question. Somebody brought this to my attention. Somebody messaged me, they either left a comment or an email or something like that. And it kind of shook me a little, but I need to know your guys' thoughts on it. He said, spot check, what's up? Somebody said, do you think Donald Trump and the Trump administration, they're coming for everybody? Do you think they're going to come for people filming police? What are your thoughts, kids? Let me scroll down in the chat here. Genesis, what's up? Hi, Poppy. Especially from a grown man. Oh, man, I'm scrolling. Ross Kahn. Still, you have Nicole hanging out behind you. Wow, that's creepy that you know her name. Alonzo Smith, been watching a lot of your older videos. You're hilariously entertaining. Thank you very much, Alonzo. I appreciate it. Appreciate your support. Does the chat need to be slowed down, Pepper? I forgot that was one of her deals. All right, hold on. I am scrolling. Oh, also, I had a friend of mine try to get his passport renewed in LA, and shockingly, the post offices are all filled with appointments for like the next 3-4 months. Good luck. They don't want us to leave. Why do you think we're seeing every incident of plane crashes? Do you know how many? There's been fewer plane crashes recently than there are generally on record, but they're just broadcasting every one of them, so we make us all scared to get on a plane. So we can't even fly out of America because it's not safe to fly. Snap phase, $5 Austrian money. You've been rubbing your rue balls for good luck. I don't even know what. Spain, Guatemala, been to Belize. You can't work there. I'm not looking to work there. I'll work. I'm a photographer, man. I'll do YouTube stuff still here and bring money in. I can't even believe I'm so behind in the chat. State ref falls under CARB and basically forces you to revert your car as a stock of the employer. Geez. Be nice to convince myself that the lights just don't go out. I hope it. Listen, you guys got to go on YouTube here and watch a bunch of the NDEs, the near-death experiences. You will lose your mind hearing these hour-long, well, anywhere from like 20 minutes to an hour long, of people. Yeah, we're here to this is Earth School, and we're here to learn things, experience, grow, and it was not designed to be easy. When am I going to film some cops? I don't know, man. Good to see you here. I am wanting to see what microdose kicking in. Police are already coming for those who film in public. I mean, they're coming for like journalists and everybody. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't. All right. Yeah, if you don't think, I don't know if you guys saw the Nazis that were parading around Ohio on that overpass in a black neighborhood. Probably not the best idea. You probably might want to go to a white neighborhood. Just call me crazy. I don't know if you guys saw the body-worn camera where the cop is like totally in cahoots, like helping the guys out. Shocker. Oh my God, Terminator will die for you. God, that was the first. I started my channel on September 15th of 2017. That incident took place on the 25th of September 2017. Don't even ask me why in the Rain Man I remember that as my sister's birthday. Yeah. I don't know. Could be. Southeastern PA Community Watch. What is up? Come to Scotland. Would I be, Lenny, would I be able to go and live there if I could prove income? Anybody live in Toronto here? I could be down for. The plane crash in Philly was less than a mile from my home. That's crazy. That was crazy. That thing came down like a missile. People are like, well, it was a missile. I'm like, yeah, there were body parts. They saw videos with body parts that was I'll never be able to unsee. But I went looking. Is that me? Are you talking to me? Yeah. The fires were not that close to me. I'm in like North Hollywood, so there are neither. The Palisades is far, and the Eden fire, which Eden Canyon, that's like Altadena, which is right next to Pasadena, which that's closer. So, yeah. No, but in all seriousness, Kobe, thank you very much for the super chat. In all seriousness, whatever country that you're from, if you would want to host me and Belle and Poppy briefly, until we got on our feet and got our own place. I am not even joking. Not even joking. Email me. Yeah, I would agree that we are headed for a dark chapter. And when you're not running for re-election, got nothing to lose. Paul R., Miss Denise Lynn, and Miss 50, you being out there doing the DUI audits that are good. Thank you very much, man, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, the paying the fine with Penny, that video never gets old. Never, ever. Oh, I absolutely know Dolores Cannon, Adam. She's from Arkansas. She died a few years ago. Yeah, she's fantastic. Totally gotten into her stuff. I just always want, one of the things that I've always wanted to, like, I've always been a seeker. I've always wanted to know, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing on the water planet? What is, we're not a social security number. We're not a legal name. We're not a cell phone number. We're not we're doing some other stuff here. We're here to learn things, to love each other, do, experience new things. And this is difficult. And we came down here with a mission. Our memory was wiped out. What's part of the veil from the spirit world, and everybody that talks to these NDEs, the people that have died, they say, well, why do we agree to the veil? Why do we agree to like that our memory gets wiped out? And we don't know, because a lot of other life forms, they talk about, oh no, you totally remember your other lives and you're growing and blah blah blah, but these lives here on the water planet, we're completely wiped out. And they all say the same thing. They say it wouldn't be a test if we knew the answers. How long did it take, Dan? Thank you, Tank 54. Oh God, they were never taught how to, I mean, I should invoice them for training. Ace 96, I prefer a microdose. I know. Everybody's like, oh, I'm worried about an overdose. Like, no, I'm worried about an underdose, bro. Put more shit on that. I am so amazed of how many people are in in this live stream, and we're notified and are still, YouTube hasn't unsubscribed you to the channel based on ding 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 ding. Dissent is what they target. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna, I don't know. think we're going to lay low for a little bit here and see what's, this is sort of a dynamic situation. So that hurts. Oh, that hurt me right in the feels. Spot check. Listen, the most important part of that sentence is former. Okay? So you better simmer down now. Best political cartoon I've ever seen. Old stuffy white CEO looking guy, 60s, wearing a suit, sitting at a round table. There's a dozen donuts on the table. CEOs, there's a blue collar white guy and a blue collar black guy on either side of it. It's a dozen donuts on the table. CEO grabs 11 donuts. There's one donut remaining. He turns to the white guy and he says, "Watch out, the black guy wants the last donut." That doesn't sum up America and how we're all fighting, It's no need. We're fighting against the wrong people. So is there anybody that lives in Toronto that's here? Mississauga? Yeah, I saw that. That was right off of the Naval Air Station, right? I mean, Coronado. What are these drones up to? That's a really good question. So let me tell you something. That's a really good question. The drones haven't been in the news for quite a while. There's been so many more pressing stuff about our country imploding. If you think for one instance that there would be drones flying over restricted airspace, such as an army post, an air force base, a navy base, they were saying that there were drones flying over what's the air force base over by Norfolk? Langley. They said last December, not December of 23, so over a year ago, for like 2 weeks, there were drones flying over Langley. If you don't think that the United States government knows and can track, we have radar systems that can track a basketball from Washington, D.C., an object the size of a basketball in New Orleans from Washington, D.C. Yeah, if you think that those drones were, I think some of them were legit from out of this world. I think I'm just praying that the aliens come down and save us from ourselves. I think when that's your only, when that's like one of your, like, when that's like your Hail Mary, you're living in a really in a total police state. When you're like, hey, aliens flying the orbs, will you come down and save us? Yeah. Josiah, thank you very much, man. As the great Eric Brandt once said, "Officer, you brought a gun to a word fight." I don't spot check. Send. Can you? Is it mission critical that it needs to go to the P mail? Because I don't know. I haven't checked that. I haven't checked my P mail, and I'm not even kidding you. Like 4 years. Yeah. Listen, when you've got like people doing like Nazi salutes from a podium, cool. And if you think it wasn't a Nazi salute, then go post a video of yourself doing it on all your socials. Go do it at work. Go do it in public. Jamie Torrong, what's up? Mega 502, 2 hours west of Crown. I live 5 minutes away from a Costco. Do you live in London? Because I've been to I've worked at one of the Costco's in London. There's 2 Costco's in London. But I think London's further than 2. I think London's like 4 or 3 or 4 hours west of Toronto. I could be wrong. Tapatios, thank you very much for being here, man. To tell my clients to come for readings, don't take life too personally. One of the great things that I heard Bashar say is that life has no meaning. Not that it's not good or bad. It's just like it is. Like if you get a flat tire on the freeway on the 118, and you're like, oh, this sucks, then it sucks. If you get a flat tire on the 118 and you go, oh, wow, maybe the universe wanted to get me off the freeway because there was an 18-wheeler with no brakes coming down the grapevine, then it's a positive thing. Life has no meaning. We assign it meaning. So watch what you assign. Is that herpes? What? Josiah, thank you very much. One of my favorite lines. You've had an end to eat, Rob? Did you meet God or Jesus or spirit guides? Because that's I can't get enough of that. I've watched like hundreds of them on YouTube. It's just fascinating. Nice to see you. Thank you very much, Rob. All right, Carl Triplet. Thoughts on deleted Oh yeah, no, we talked about that. Like that's. I think this is a sign for those of you that came in late. Maybe Carl, I don't know if you were here at the beginning. I mentioned that. Yeah, Donald Trump deleted a database, a federal database of rogue bad cops, federal database, so they can go from Arizona to Minnesota or vice versa. Or, not a good. Thank you very much, Met747. For those of you that don't know, Met747 was the first fanboy. He didn't. He recognized me. He didn't fanboy. I don't want to. At the post office off of Hollywood Way in Burbank, he recognized he works at the Burbank airport. He said my picture was up in the back. Like, if you see this guy, do not engage. Good to see you, Met 747. Yeah, all right. I'm so behind in the chat here. So is there anybody in Toronto? No offense, Mega. Saskatchewan. What's up, dude? I think I know you. Not Toronto, St. John, New Brunswick. I opened the Costco. I used to do a sales gig, and I worked at the St. John, New Brunswick store right when it opened, which was June of 2010. I'm just like, where is this Rain Man date stuff coming from? And then I went and did what's the city right across the bay from Halifax? It wasn't Halifax. There's a Costco right across the bridge from Halifax in Nova Scotia. St. John, New Brunswick. Americans, not to be confused with St. John's, Newfoundland. I've been up there. It's a nice country. Moncton. Listen to Michael Malice. No. Is that a channeler? Is that a band with... Absolutely. Listen, okay, here's the short version. You could all think I'm crazy. Listen, we're hour 14 into this. If you're still here, you probably think I'm worth listening to. If we think that we're the only life form, only mankind can be arrogant enough to be like, yeah, we're the alpha and the omega, we're the start and the finish. They are going to, I don't know if you guys have seen Dr. Stephen Greer. He talks about Operation Bluebeam, which is where the government is going to have reverse engineered alien craft are going to come down and fake a alien invasion, and that way we're all going to have to come together and join and have like one, new world order. Reagan talked about that at the UN, if you remember, in the 80s. What if we were threatened by an outside force? Wouldn't we all not worry about our differences and all join together? Yes, so that was definitely part PSYOP, if not all. Listen, when you have drones that have the anti-collision lights as approved by the FAA, the green and the red blinking light, like, I mean, my drone has one that it has, I mean, during the daytime. At nighttime, I have to put a strobe on it that's visible within 3 statute miles. But yeah. Yeah, we could pray for a giant out. I mean, just anything, dude. Just hit me right in the forehead. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in an aftermath that we die 2 weeks later from start. Nope. Nope. Hit me right in the forehead, man. No, they're not demons. You're being gaslit to think they're demons. You know who aliens came down and they built the pyramids and we thought they were gods because they helped build the pyramids and all of the healing things that went on in pyramids all over, and every continent has pyramids. Listen, when alien life has our humankind's interest at heart more than the oligarchs, we're living in a prison planet. So yeah, that one was pretty wild. Misinformed about the drones? You mean the ones that are like zipping all across the sky faster than the speed of sound? Those. What do you think? Ride the forehead. If we only knew what really goes on, the country would go crazy, which is why they don't tell us. Exactly, Ohio Steve. What really goes on in the world, they've weaved such a lie of what the world really is. If we knew the truth, it would sound fucking crazy. All right. Yeah, hit the like button, you guys. Sorry, I haven't had any content going up. Oh my God. One word, chatio. Dude, that was one of the. I don't know how. I don't know if that video ever made it onto Reddit public freakouts, but it should have. That was such a great video. You went to the next life? Cool. Oh, also, one of the things that I've been trying to wrap my limited human brain around is the idea that time and space don't exist. You did, Genesis? You should tell us about it. Bashar says, okay, you got cable TV, you got satellite TV, you got 1,000 channels on. You got 1,000 channels to choose from, but you can only tune into one channel at a time. Doesn't mean the other 999 are not still operating. So he's like, the idea that past lives and future lives, he goes, it's really a misnomer because there is no time. Here's an experiment for everybody, because I know this is really heavy stuff and I'm throwing it on you, like, just plopping it like a hot potato in your lap. Do me a favor. When the next time you're dreaming, see if time and space exist, or do you just think of something and you wind up, oh, here we are at Candlestick Park. Oh, here we are at Stonehenge. Time doesn't exist in your dreams. Think about it. There is no time when we're dreaming. I haven't been watching He's Killing the Clipboard gig. Okay. Me too. Spot check. Yeah, spot check. I don't know if you yeah, I'm definitely looking to leave. So yeah, I would I'm happy to just bounce around, but I need to get residency somewhere. All right. Notably Nova. Ross Khan, give me a jingle later and let's play. I love that little grin when I talk like this. So you know why Denmark and Canada are on the list to annex, right? Somebody in the chat fill us in. And why aren't we invading Mexico for that reason? I mean, we might invade Mexico for the cartels. Good luck. You joining? That's so wild. Yeah, I was the guy. I was selling cookware in the back next to the cell phone guys for 2 weeks, like the first 2 weeks of June. Second 2 weeks of June, I was Dartmouth. That's I am so far behind in the chat. You guys are killing me. Direct D, what's up, man? Still curious about the black military. That was they were grabbing a high value target. They were grabbing a chemical or a bio weapon or a nuclear weapon. That was 100%. All right. I have been, well, haven't been anywhere. I've just got some stuff going on, and yes, I appreciate everybody's love. I'm actually really shocked that you guys are still on board. All right. Mike D, £5. Are we a failed experiment? No, not at all. We picked this timeline to be here because we knew it was going to be really fucking exciting and we wanted a front row seat. That's how much of a badass our souls are that we were like, oh yeah, I want to be in on that. I want to be in on that mosh pit. I don't want to watch. Put me in, coach. Spot check. I missed the part. If I don't know if you can email my regular Gmail or not, or you've got my number too. So. Everything's happening all at once. Quantum physics. Yeah. Also, let me ask you this question. So when I clap my hands, when did that occur? The illusion is that it happened in the past, right? However, when are you thinking about the hand clap? Now. When am I thinking about my when I turned 5 years old at my birthday party? Now. When am I thinking about my retirement and where I'm going to live and what country am I going to move to? Or when am I thinking about that? Now. It's all now. A little heavy. Arnetti, thank you very much. Yeah, but try to see if you experience time the next time you dream. Tomorrow morning when you wake up. And you can usually remember your dreams a lot better if you don't wake to an alarm. If you just wake organically, not to like a sudden. You can usually have way more recall on your dreams when you don't have an alarm. So tomorrow would be perfect. Robin Lawson, thank you very much, man. Uh, 8 hours away from Toronto, Connecticut. 2 humans and a pup. Email me, man. Seriously. Uh-oh. Just got home, so I brought Sab into the chat. That guy. Genesis, you want to get married? Not even joking. You've got a French passport, I'm assuming. Go to the Mexican consulate. I have no heritage. I do have the possibility of looking into citizenship descent in the country of Slovakia, but it's a little bit of a runaround. I don't. One place said that I was not eligible. Oh, Canada and Greenland, they have resources that the United States needs. Mexico doesn't. Bill Bede, what's up, man? I'm not so sure that Trump is being funny about invading. So let me also ask you this question. If we invaded Canada, like full on invaded Canada, who would come? I mean, you're going to have to bring an army over an ocean to come and protect them. Canada's a bunch of badasses, though, man. I did not realize this. I thought they were pretty passive military and pretty mellow. And I've watched this chick on TikTok talking about how like they were slaughtering like Germans in the World War II for fun. Like, yeah, Seb crazy. Yes, Bill Bede. I do need to come back to the East Coast at some point. I think I'm going to hit the road and travel around the country a little bit. I've got a different project that I've been working on, a photo project that's not filming cops. So if you're around, you want to come and say hi, let me, Belle, and Poppy crash at your place for a night or two, shoot me an email. Thank you very much, DirectD. You guys, if you guys are not subbed to DirectD, can one of the mods Though DirectD's a badass dude. Okay, there are, first and foremost, and DirectD and anybody that's been out, we get emails all the time saying everybody says their city's the worst. Okay, dude, I live in Miami, Florida. The cops are the worst here. Dude, I live in Bridgeport, Connecticut. The cops are the worst here. Dude, I live in Anchorage, Alaska. The Arizona. Although I do think the worst by far of the amount of people that I've gotten emails from is Claremore, Oklahoma, when me and Freeman went there and we saw that tornado, the fake tornado. Oh, I have had so many people email me like, dude, I grew up in Claremore. Like you don't have no idea. Like, and that was Picture Perfect. Remember Picture Perfect? That was when the Mr. Clean dropped the little airplane bottle of alcohol on the grass and suspected him of daytime DUI or daytime drunken public. So I've never met Bay Area Transparency or had any correspondence with him. I think he's great. I love his channel. I mean, I don't watch anybody. I don't watch anybody's channel anymore. It's just it's too negative, and then the algorithm starts picking up, and I'm just watching dogs getting, you know what I mean? Like, no, I don't really watch that much that stuff anymore. Dorothy Lewis, good to see you. Yeah, that's because I haven't put any new content out, so they're really not pushing my content out. So Genesis, I am not even joking you. I one of the problems with America is that we're a giant island. If it doesn't happen in America, we don't care. Okay. How much news do you watch about Canada? How much news do you watch about Mexico, let alone the EU or Japan? Like, are you kidding me? We are so like involved in self. We are our own planet. You guys should see how the rest of the world views us. So, seriously, Genesis, let's talk. Bill B, let's talk about the rush genre for 20 minutes straight. Why, just because you can't? Narnian Railway, my dreams have always been bizarre places, totally different than Awake. Almost like that space didn't exist for you to be able to like think of something, like think of, oh, let's go to the Eiffel Tower. Oh, here we are at the Eiffel Tower. Oh, here we are in Manhattan. Oh, here we are in Tokyo. Dude, I gotta get out of here, dude. Like, I'll sign anything. It doesn't have to be legit. We can, once paperwork settles, we can. Yeah, I've heard that Vietnam is really fantastic too and really inexpensive. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up on the chat here. Listen, fun fact. I got $50 that the United States is going to pull out of NATO, and then NATO will crumble. And that will be one of many. All right. Seriously, if you're in wherever you are in the country, like, let me know, and if we can stay, and I'm not even kidding. Shoot me an email with your info. Yeah, Canada's army does not mess around, and they have. I didn't realize this, but this girl was talking about like the amount of like special forces and like tier 1 operators that they have is like a staggering amount, like way more than the United States, which is disturbing. There's DirectEase. Go check his channel out if you haven't. Spot check, tell me where you are again. I know you're Bay. Yeah, one of the things about Arizona is it's all of Phoenix, and Phoenix has so many cities. There's like Scottsdale, there's like Glendale, there's like all the like so many cities, and then even down in Tucson. I mean, like it's just they all tie for last, and I've been there a bunch, and what's up, Bing? Oh my god. Yeah, Picture Perfect's wife passed away. I haven't been in touch with him. I haven't really been in touch with many people, but yeah, like if you guys are, no matter where you are in the States, doesn't have to be around a major city. I'm doing a photo and a drone thing that it's, yeah, shoot me an email. Tyler, thank you very much. I don't even know, right side. I don't even know what that, I'm so far behind in the chat. I don't even know what that question is pertaining to. So, feel free to ask it again. Thank you. Thank you. Polyglocks, March 6th, protest Fullerton Police, year anniversary. Alejandro Campos Rios, killed by them. See my community page. Yeah, you guys, this is friend, family, Polly. Yeah. Tuck, please suck. What's up, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. No, it's not ironic. It is coincidence. Oh God. I'll just leave that there. I'll just pin that. Hey man. Exactly, Low Red. Travel to Arizona, off-grid, Prince property, middle of nowhere. All right. Don't threaten me with a good time. Dude, I remember driving through Albuquerque a few years ago being like, this is breaking bad. This is, if you've never been, and no, if you've never been to Albuquerque, dude, grim AF. I mean, I was like, I grew up outside of New York City back before Giuliani cleaned up Times Square, where you had to like walk over people. Like, I mean, I'm not like some fragile flower, man. Albuquerque, we were just walking strong. Good. Oh my God, where is Sarate? I don't know. Sab crazy. $2, thank you. Love the Cavs. No thanks. I don't want to be president, but all right. Well, listen, if you guys, like I said, if you're wherever you are in the country, shoot me an email. If you're serious, I'm serious. If you're serious, let me know. And Lenny, we'll go fire off some 50 cal sniper rifles. I'm sure he's got a few. All right. Let's catch up some more here. You're in Santa Fe? No, I don't remember that. Dude, I don't remember much. Dude, the 90s, 80s. Dude, have you guys ever seen if you've not seen Breaking Bad, you don't know what I'm talking about, but Walter White's house that they used the exterior for. I mean, I'm sure all the interiors were done on a soundstage somewhere. The interiors are never the actual interior of the house. It's just the exterior, generally speaking. Sometimes, there's a woman that owns the house that has like fences, like she's got chain link fences with all this signage. Like if you go and film the Breaking Bad house from the public street, she screams. It is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. It's like, why on earth would you buy a house that was in such a popular show about such a dark subject matter? So Jeff, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if that woman still owns that house. Just crazy. Just crazy. Dude, Kash Patel, if you see the picture of Kash Patel, he's like this. I mean, it's like either he's shocked that he got the nomination to be the FBI director, or he's a little gagged. Yeah, absolutely, Raven. Just remember, we all chose to be here. Okay, I'm gonna get weird. You guys want to get weird? All right. Come on. Where is... All right, let's... Come on. Are you serious? You know when you're just trying to find a video? All right, let's do this. All right, you guys. This is Bashar. This is this guy Daryl Anka channeling this entity, and it's just audio. I mean, there's video that goes along with it, but just open your mind and listen to this.
Every single one of you that are on Earth now in some way, shape, or form chose to be on Earth now because you knew that you would be going through a transition and a transformation at this time in your planet's history. And on some level, in some way, you wanted to participate. You wanted to be a part of that because it's a very exciting place to be right now. As you say in your language, it's where it's happening. It is one of the most highly focused places right now that we are aware of in creation for the idea of transition and transformation. It is one of the few places that has gone as deeply into the dark as you have that we are aware of. And thus then, when a planet, when a civilization, when a collective consciousness can allow itself to experience such a great degree of darkness and yet still find its way to the light, that is special. That is powerful. And believe me, you attract the attention of many other beings from many other dimensions to see how you did it, how you're doing it, because that's exciting, because that's creation in the making. That's raw creation, going from absolute dark to absolute light. That's creation in a nutshell. So thank you for your strength, for your commitment, for your willingness to go through this transition. It's a powerful thing to have done, and it shows you, just by being where you are, it shows you how powerful you actually are. So never lose sight of that. To be where you are on Earth at this time means you are powerful beings who knew what you were doing when you chose this reality, and even though you have forgotten that you knew what you were doing, you still know what you're doing.
Even though you've forgotten what you're doing, you still know what you're doing. What do you think of that? Does that ring a bell for anybody? Is that that includes police misconduct, the darkness. No, everybody says that, Genesis. That's untrue. That just tells you what a badass that your soul is, that you were like, listen, this is going to be a category 5 shitstorm. Wait, I'm going to grow in leaps and bounds. I'm going to grow the equivalent of 50 lifetimes on another planet by incarnating one lifetime on Earth. Let's go. There was a guy who had a pre-birth experience at this unbelievable video. He was on this podcast, and he talked about, he's like, he goes, I'm in spirit form. And he goes, and I run into a friend of mine who's also in spirit form, different dimension, not physical reality. One might say dead. And he looked at him and he was like, it was like the equivalent of somebody that's like been to the gym and like totally like ripped and like, oh my God, like, look at you. Like, and so on a soul level, on a spiritual level, he was like, oh my God, look at you. I haven't seen you in a while. Like, what happened to you? And he's like, oh, I went to Earth. And he goes, oh, I want that. And he laughs and he goes, that's what they all say. So Genesis. Yeah. So all right, you guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up. Going on 2 hours. You guys are awesome. You guys came in right away. I can't believe the YouTube notifications. Even I was going to like give you, I was in the perfect world, I was going to give you guys a week's notice of like Johnny 50 proof of life. That way you could like mark your calendars and but I was like, I had a limited window here, and I was like, let's just do it. Let's just do it. When I got pregnant, I felt my kid's spirit inside me. Really enough, yeah. Kids are sensitives. Also, once they're born, kids are in touch with spirit world way more than humans are. Once we learn how to be as negative as we become, we lose that. But ask kids like under the age of 5 about some really heavy stuff, and they'll tell you. And they have some pretty. I remember I was driving Uber in LA back in like 2015. I get these 2 guys in the car. We're talking. We will go deep right off the bat. They were going out drinking, and they're probably young 30s. They're both dads, and we were talking about the meaning of life and stuff. And he's like, "Oh yeah, man." He's like, our 3-year-old. We put him to bed. Me and my wife are watching television. He climbs out of his crib. He walks into our into the living room. We're watching TV. He goes, "Mom, Dad, time is a man-made construct used as a crutch." Turns around and walks back into his fucking bedroom. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I'm going to stay in touch. But like I said, if you guys are serious about hosting for a night or so, let me know. Send me an email. And if I'm headed that way, which I'm headed Chicago, Miami, Texas, and I think Northern California. But anything else is, yeah. So, Raven, what part of Florida are you in? I'm thinking Sarasota. Why am I thinking Sarasota? And you don't have to say, because there's a lot of creepy guys in here. Near Ocala. I don't even know where that is. Is that like is that near Disney? I could probably look on a map. Oh, you are right in the middle of the state. All right. Shoot me an email. You're on the way to Texas? Texas is a big state. How can you be on the way to Texas? Does that mean Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi? I don't even know who all borders Texas. Does Colorado border Texas? Or is that? No, that's New Mexico. All right, I am almost Colorado, almost. All right, you guys rock. I really appreciate everybody's being here. And you guys are amazing. And I love all of you, some more than others. And that is it. Love you, mean it.